Hey, what's up you guys, people of the internet, everyone who clicked on this very video. My name is Anna, and today I'm going to do the rapid fire book tag. This book tag has been created by Girl Reading, and it is basically, the purpose of it is you get a few book related questions and you answer as quickly as you can without giving much thought to it. And generally, that's one of my few talents in life, is saying things without thinking about it, especially on this YouTube channel. So let's get to it, shall we? Ebook or physical book? Physical books, definitely. Can you see all my physical books? There's even more where the camera is standing behind there. Paperback or hardback? I love floppy paperback. Online or in-store book shopping? I love bookstore shopping because I love browsing the shelves and touching all the books, but I don't have money, so I just buy most of my books online. Trilogies or series? I prefer series. I like 4 or 5 books, just to get a little bit more. Heroes or villains? I like anti-heroes. Just, I don't know. And the hero, I like both. I like both. A book you want everyone to read? I'm gonna go with my go-to answer and say We All Looked Up by Tommy Wallach because it's my favourite book. Recommend an underrated book. The Angle Force trilogy by, I talked about this, Sarah B. Elfgren and Mats Sternberg. I don't have the first book, but I will buy that soon. The Last Book You Finished? The Key by Sarah B. Elfgren and Mats Sternberg. This is 850 pages and I finished it in a week. I'm mad. I do. This book is really great. I love the ending. The last book you bought? The last book I bought online hasn't arrived yet. It's Crooked Kingdom. I pre-ordered that. Otherwise, the last book I bought online that did arrive was The Key that I just showed you. The last book I bought in a bookstore, apart from Together with Fire, which I just talked about, is Since You've Been Gone by Morgan Matson. That was in Sweden. The last book I bought in the bookstore I generally go to was This Is Where the World Ends by Amy Zhang. Weirdest thing you've used as a bookmark? I use everything as a bookmark. I don't know what my weirdest thing is though. I've used my glasses as a bookmark. I think that might be the weirdest thing. Also paintbrushes, like these ones. I use that a lot as bookmarks. Used books? Yes or no? I don't own a lot of used books because I don't really have any used bookstores in my area. But I do generally like used books because they're cheap. Your top 3 favourite genres? My favourite genres in no particular order. I think just saying fantasy, contemporary, historical fiction. I read everything. Borrow or buy? I don't like borrowing books from friends because I'm constantly terrified that I will hurt their books. And I obviously don't want them. And from the library, I like it, but I prefer reading in English. And my library doesn't really have any English books. So I guess we're gonna go with buy. I also like having books on my shelves. Long or short books? Longer the better. I used to be terrified. I used to be so scared of long books because it takes time reading, but now I'm like, no, I need those long books because I don't want it to be over. So yeah. Long or short chapters? I like short chapters because then I can always say, oh, I'll just read one more chapter. Oh, I can just read one more chapter. The first 3 books you can think of. I'm closing my eyes so I can't see my bookshelves. Everything Leads to You by Nina Delacour. It's kind of a funny story by Nat Vizzini. And The Scorpio Races by Maggie Stiefvater. There you go. Books that make you laugh or books that make you cry? There's only 2 books in the world that have been able to make me cry. So, I don't know if I like that. I think a good book has a balance of sadness and humor and will make me laugh, but also make me sad, even if it doesn't make me cry. So I guess I'm gonna go with laugh. Our world or fictional worlds? I like the simplicity of reading our world because you don't have to grasp onto other things like how does this world work? But I also love the magic of other worlds and I love getting invested in a world that isn't our own. So can't really choose, I like both. Audiobooks? Yes or no? I can't concentrate on audiobooks. I know it's really great for some not really my thing. Can't really concentrate on them, but maybe I will give it another shot in the future. I haven't judged a book by its cover. I don't know. For the reason, I judge books by its covers, like if I'm browsing shelves, but I will always read the back or see if I know it or see reviews before I actually buy it, because money. Book to movie or book to TV adaptations? That's difficult. I feel like TV you have longer, so you could do more, potentially, but I don't think any of my favorite books have ever been turned into a TV adaptation. I would die for a TV adaptation of Percy Jackson, and then a good one. But, like, I would die after I've seen it. It's fine. But I also want a movie adaptation. I feel like if you're doing a series, do a TV show. If you're doing one book, do a movie, I guess. A movie or TV show you prefer to its book. The Vampire Diaries. Series or standalones? Okay, that depends on the genre for me. If it's a contemporary, I like standalones because usually that story is able to be contained in a standalone, if that makes sense. Well, usually in fantasy, the worlds are complexer and stuff, and you can't really tell your entire story or like have an in-depth story in one book as much as in a contemporary, because for fantasy you need to explain your world usually and how everything works. So contemporary, standalones, series for fantasy. This has been the rapid fire book tag. I'm not tagging anyone because I feel like everyone's already done this tag, but yeah, that was it. This was me. Now we'll see you guys next week. I'm doing just a reader.